Okay, so when you hear the name Ferrari, what comes to mind? Probably those screaming V12 engines, right? That classic red paint and just extreme, untouchable exclusivity. But what if I told you that this very brand, a brand that's literally built on selling fewer cars, is actually unlocking a secret that could totally change how you own, well, everything, from a supercar to a skyscraper? Today we're going to dig into how Ferrari, the absolute king of "you can't have this," is showing the rest of us the future of fractional ownership.
And this quote? It really gets to the heart of the whole Ferrari mystique. It's all about engineered scarcity. You know, their founder, Enzo Ferrari, had this super simple rule: always build one car less than the market wants. It's an incredible strategy that turns a car company into a true luxury house. It creates this powerful feedback loop where, rarity drives desire, and that desire drives the value through the roof.
Which brings us to the central puzzle here. I mean, if your entire brand is built on saying no to almost everyone, how in the world do you start embracing a technology that seems to be all about making things more accessible? How do you open that door, even just a tiny crack, without losing the very thing that makes you so special? It sounds like a total contradiction, doesn't it? Well, let's find out.
The answer, and this might surprise you, isn't found on the factory floor in Maranello. Nope, it's in the digital world. See, Ferrari has realized that its most valuable asset isn't just the metal and carbon fiber of the car, it's the brand. And that brand is about to get a serious digital upgrade.
And this is where the rubber meets the digital road, so to speak. Ferrari has teamed up with Conio, a financial tech company, to build a whole new digital experience. But here's the genius twist that protects their brand. This isn't for everyone. Oh no, it's an exclusive perk just for their Hyperclub members. So they're using blockchain not to open the gates to the masses, but to add another layer of velvet rope.
So what does this exclusive experience actually look like? Well, inside the My Ferrari app, they're embedding a digital wallet that's less like a regular app and way more like a Swiss bank vault. We're talking about multi-signature systems, which means you need multiple approvals for any transaction and some seriously advanced cryptography. Plus, it's all built inside a regulated EU-compliant framework. For a Ferrari owner, this isn't really about accessibility, it's about ultimate security and, peace of mind.
Okay, so Ferrari is using blockchain to make itself even more exclusive. But the technology that's running underneath that strategy, that's what's truly revolutionary. It's a concept called asset tokenization. And believe me, it's poised to change how we own not just supercars, but pretty much everything of value.
The easiest way to think about it is like this. Asset tokenization basically creates digital shares for a physical thing. You take a real-world asset, a classic car, a painting, a building, and you convert its ownership rights into these digital tokens that live on a super secure distributed digital ledger called a blockchain. And the whole process breaks down into three pretty logical steps. First, you verify it. You prove the asset is real and figure out what it's worth. Second, you tokenize it. You divide that value into digital shares, or tokens, on a blockchain. And third, you trade it. Those tokens can now be bought and sold on a digital marketplace. And just like that, you don't need to buy the whole car anymore. You can own a piece of it. That, right there, is fractional ownership.
And this is the core transformation. Traditional luxury assets, they're like these impenetrable fortresses, right? They're illiquid, meaning they're hard to sell, and they have a massive barrier to entry. Tokenization just tears down those walls. Assets become liquid, easily traded 24/7 on a global digital market. And that barrier to entry, it completely plummets because now you can buy just a fraction.
But look, if you're going to put a multi-million-dollar Ferrari onto a digital system, that system needs to be more like a high-performance engine than some rusty old motor. It needs speed, it needs security, and it needs absolute reliability. Not just any blockchain can handle this. And that's exactly why many in this space, including the platform Conio is using, are turning to a very specific technology: Algorand.
So what makes this blockchain so special? Well, first off, speed. It's built to handle 10,000 transactions a second. It operates at the speed of modern finance. But the real game changer is a feature called instant finality. I mean, think about it. When you buy a share of a Ferrari, you need to know 100% that that transaction is final. No takebacks, no reversals. For high-value assets, that level of certainty isn't just the nice-to-have, it's everything.
But it's not just about raw performance. To bring real-world, highly regulated assets into the digital realm, you need the same kinds of controls you have in traditional finance. You basically need to build the rulebook directly into the system.
And this is how it's done, by building the rules of finance directly into the technology. Algorand has this incredible digital toolkit for managing these assets. A manager address is kind of like the asset CEO. It's the only one that can change the rules. A freeze address acts like a circuit breaker, halting trading for compliance checks. And clawback? That's the ultimate safety net, allowing assets to be recovered if laws are broken. This isn't just a decentralized ledger, it's a compliant one, and that's a huge deal.
So, when you put all these pieces together, you start to realize that this is so much bigger than just a cool feature for Ferrari owners. What we're witnessing here is the blueprint for a massive shift in how we store and exchange value across the entire luxury market, and honestly, far beyond.
And if you're wondering just how big this shift is, just look at the numbers. The market for tokenizing luxury assets alone is projected to hit over $13 billion by 2030. And why? Because it's unlocking trillions of dollars of value that's currently trapped in illiquid assets, things like classic cars, fine art, real estate. What Ferrari is doing is just the first lap. This is a fundamental rewiring of our market infrastructure.
So where does all this leave us? We've seen how the world's most exclusive brand is using cutting-edge tech to double down on that very exclusivity. We've seen how tokenization works and the powerful engine that makes it all secure. So, what does it all mean for the future of the stuff we own? And that really is the big question to leave you with. This technology completely blurs the line between the physical and the digital, between owning something entirely and just owning a piece of it. It challenges our long-held ideas about what it even means to possess something valuable. The future of ownership is being rewritten as we speak, one digital token at a time.